And then I would take the testimonials and I would embed them on different pages of our website. And so every single page of our shopping cart of our total website had at least one testimonial from a client.
Yeah.
And there were photos of furniture in people's homes all over that website.
Yeah.
And so those photos and those testimonials sold to the next client.
Mhm. That's
Brilliant. And it's
brilliant.
because I sent
Brilliant.
a $15 thank you card and gift.
Yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Hmm. And then I started telling people about this awesome system,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Oh, well, I want to do that too." So the rest is history. And
Yeah.
I use the system now too. I have an onboarding. I have a free class that I teach on Thursdays. And when you fill out the form to get the link to go to the class, I ask for your address and your word of the year. And so
Mhm.
then you get I might not even have one, but you get a card in the mail from me with your word of the year. And then you have a card in the mail that comes with me that has um,
Oh.
these three hand signs that you can make. So the card that you cut them out yourself and you put them on your pencils yourself or your sticks
Okay.
yourself, but the
Yeah.
card has all three of these little things on it. And
Nice.
so it's like the onboarding card. Welcome to Marketing Coffee Hour. Here's what we do. Here's some fun little signs that you can use during our meetings. And it's so much fun during the meeting when somebody goes like this, right? I have
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of just kinda going like this, like here, like, I have a question, I'm waiting
Mhm.
in line for things.
Mhm.
That's just more creative and fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's really fun and it makes them feel like they're part of the group right away.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I have a goal to send 1,000 birthday cards every year. I'm not quite there yet. I'm a little over 700. So I need 300 more people's birthdays and mailing addresses so I can get to 1,000 cards a year. But yeah, I'm not doing we're not doing furniture anymore, but I'm still doing
Right.
the cards because I mean,
'Cause it works.
it works.
It
Yeah,
works. Why
it
would you not
works.
continue? Like, so that brings me over to, um, your longevity in business. Like, you've kind of, like, you've evolved, but you've taken things that you've known from back here, and then I think what's most impressive is, like, when I met you, like, how you keep reaching out and you're reaching for, like, higher goals of, like, for your podcast, about, okay, now I want to talk to this person, now I want to talk to this person, and you do. And, like, so setting the goals and then achieving them, because I mean, lots of people set goals, right? We all set goals, but being able to set the goal and then actually get to achieving it on a regular basis, it's so impressive, and I know that's, like, there's, like, 3 or 4 questions in that one statement that I just made, but I'm like, there's just so many things in here that I wanna talk about with you. Um, what stands out to you the most that I just talked about? Like, the longevity, like, yeah,
Well, the thing you said is that I set goals and then I reach them. I
yeah,
achieve them.
yeah,
In 2007, I think, a movie came out called The Secret.
mm, yes,
And my sister sent me the movie,
okay,
and I watched it 6 or 7 times.
mhm,
And I was really attracted to Jack Canfield
mhm,
in that movie. So I got his book, The Success Principles, and I've read it and listened to I have it on audio and I have it on the book, and I've read it or listened to it, I don't know, half a dozen times.
yeah,
And I really love his I am 100% responsible for my own life and
mhm,
how he crafted this idea of affirmations where, affirmations are I am statements, right?
yeah, right,
So if you want to lose weight with his formula, you pick a date where you want to be the certain weight and then you describe exactly what you want to be. So it's October 31st, 2025, and I weigh 140 pounds and wear a size 6. That
mhm,
is his formula for writing an affirmation.
yeah,
And that I loved that whole thing, right? But affirmations, they kind of feel like a lie.
right,
Anyway, I wrote an affirmation for myself. I am surrounded by positive, because I forgot to tell you the important part of the story. Since I worked at home
yeah,
and my husband worked at our shop,
yeah,
I didn't work at the shop anymore. I worked at home.
uh,
I got really lonely a
oh, I'm
lot,
sure, I'm
a
sure,
lot.
yeah,
And sometimes he would, and he had staff, we had 3 or 4 people at any given time working for us. And so he had staff and he was talking to people all day long, but I was talking to customers on the phone.
Mhm.
or
Baby.
my baby.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
at that point she was older, but or she was in school already, or people on Yahoo groups,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I just was so lonely. So I wrote this affirmation: I am surrounded by positive, forward-thinking people who support me in all that I do. And then I learned about Toastmasters, which is a public speaking club,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever been to a Toastmasters meeting, but
I
all
have.
those folks are forward-thinking, positive people who
Uh-huh.
are trying to make their lives better. And so I joined a Toastmasters club. I was a Toastmaster for 7 years. I achieved the highest level, which is just distinguished Toastmaster. And this, all the people. I mean, I am still friends with people that I met through Toastmasters, and people I met through Toastmasters introduced me to.
Yeah, I believe
Right?
it.
It
Yeah.
really
It's just a very
surrounded me.
social group. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was surrounded by all these positive people. And when you're surrounded by positive thinking and positive people, there's nothing you can't do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And because I went through the Distinguished Toastmaster program, which has a leadership tract, I had to actually be a leader, which at one point I was in charge of 36 chapters throughout the greater Houston area. And I had to run speech contests
Oh my
for those
goodness.
chapters. It was only a 6 month gig.
Yeah.
Um, but
Still a lot of work though.
it was still a lot of work,
Yeah.
but I learned that I can run speech contests for thousands of people, right? Well,
Mhm.
I guess each one had hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And then because I was kind of funny, I don't know if I'm being funny now, but I'm kind of funny when I talk.
You do.
So
You have a nice sense of humor. So yeah.
So I was asked to be the MC of the district-wide contest. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, so you asked me, I'll try. So I did it,
Yeah.
right? So I just kept learning that, I could do things that I didn't think that the work at home mom with the baby at home
Yeah. Right.
didn't think she could do.
Right.
So I just, that affirmation just changed my life. And
Mhm.
so then I started using the affirmation for other things, like when I joined this network marketing company, I wrote this affirmation: I am speaking on stage at convention.
Mhm.
Well, in 2017, I spoke on stage at convention, right? So but the thing is, for most people,
Yeah.
affirmations feel like lies.
Yeah.
So then I discovered this guy, Noah St. John, who wrote a book called Affirmations.
Mhm.
And the difference between an affirm, you know who Noah St. John is.
Yes, I
So the
do.
difference between an affirmation with an O and affirmation is, an affirmation is posed in the form of a question. And when you ask yourself a question, your brain wants to give you an answer.
Mhm.
So I started using affirmations, and then everything there's nothing I can't do because my brain is figuring out how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And
that's one of the cornerstones of my coaching practice, is teaching people to use affirmations.
okay, tell us how we can find you. You said your YouTube channel. Tell us the name of it. I will link it below as well.
So my YouTube channel is at Kandas Rodarte, KandasRodarte. And I'm at Gratitude Green on LinkedIn too.
Thank you so much for being here today and chatting with me about business and life and just, all the things. I really appreciate you taking your time to come and be here today.
It was my pleasure.
Have fun. Let's get visible.